What's up, guys? JP back at you once again, bring you guys day number 5 in my 12 days of Christmas horror. And today's review is a film that I've seen twice before. It made a little bit of a splash a few years ago when it got released onto Shudder, because honestly not that many people knew about this movie or had heard about it. And that film in question is Deadly Games, Dow Code Santa Claus, from the year 1989, also known as just Dial Code Santa Claus. Also, it's like Pierre Noel Dow Code something. It is a French film, like I said, from 1989. People have said that it's like a mix between like Rambo and like Home Alone with a bit of a horror film mixed in there, and it's kind of like that, as you can tell by the cover. So the film follows a young boy by the name of Thomas, who lives with his mother and his elderly diabetic grandfather in what I would describe as a mansion. It's a giant house. Thomas here seems like he is quite wealthy. He has a lot of toys and tech, and like I said, he lives in a freaking mansion. And it's Christmas Eve. His mom has to work late, and he gets into an argument with one of his friends who says that Santa Claus isn't real. So Thomas gets on his computer and does some sort of like text chat internet thing that I didn't know existed in 1989, where he's essentially trying to reach Santa Claus. And it just so happens that there is a unit in a department store / mall. It's like a cabinet that you can talk online with, I guess. And he just so happens to reach a lunatic, dressed as Santa Claus, and essentially gives him his address. This dude shows up at his house. Thomas has all his cameras set up in the house because he wants to basically prove that Santa Claus is real. This guy climbs down through the chimney and basically kills Thomas's dog, and Thomas quickly realizes, oh no, Santa Claus has gone mad. So he gets his grandfather, and they hide out in like some kind of secret passageway it's like literally like a room the size of my house, bigger, and it's just got tons of toys in it and stuff that apparently has existed for generations. In his family, his father, his father's father, so on and so forth. And then it kind of just is up to him to save the day, using all kind of like booby traps and like, using his toys as weapons, essentially, against this Santa Claus, this homicidal maniac dressed up as Santa Claus. And the grandfather also is diabetic, like I mentioned, so he is in trouble without his insulin, so there's that element added in there as well. So Dial Code Santa Claus is a pretty cool movie. Like I said at the top of the review, a film that was very underseen. It didn't really have any releases in the US. It did have some overseas releases that I know Moods had a copy of, like a German DVD or something back years and years ago before this Vinegar Syndrome release here. But I remember this movie getting a little bit of buzz. Bloody Disgusting did an article on it. Then it came to Shudder, and eventually on 4K here from Vinegar Syndrome, which is nuts. And a lot of people basically found it through that, and definitely a bit of a gem. It's a movie that the director feels Home Alone basically stole his movie. He actually threatened a legal action a while back, back when it came out. But I don't think anything ever came of that. I doubt he had the the money and stuff to go after Warner Brothers. I forget who did Home Alone. But the movie itself is actually pretty solid. First of all, good music, good cinematography. Actually really good cinematography. Like, this movie looks awesome. Especially like scenes that are outside in the snow and stuff like that. Totally looks awesome. There's just some good framing in the shots. The lighting's really good. It's a very dark movie. It's very polished looking. The technology in the movie, I don't know how accurate it is to the technology that existed back in the day, but this kid is definitely rich, so it wouldn't surprise me if it existed. He probably would have it. The lead character here is very likable, and as far as I can tell, a pretty good actor for a kid actor. And then the grandpa, you kind of feel bad for that character, but you know, he seems like the kid really seems to love his grandfather, so you know, you have that whole aspect that, you know, is a bit touching. The killer's cool, you know, he's just a crazy dude dressed up as Santa. I was actually a little shocked here because, like, I looked at the runtime after watching it for a while, and there was only like a half hour left, and I was like, wow, I feel like barely anything's happened, but you know, it did. It's a quick watch. It cruises by. But yeah, I think it's a really fun movie. It's one that, you know, is subtitled, so if you've never seen it before, just know that it's a French film. But yeah, it's really cool, man. It's just one of the cooler, like, Christmas oddities out there. So with that said, that is my review of Deadly Games Dow Code Santa Claus. Pretty fun movie. This Vinegar Syndrome transfer is amazing, by the way. With that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow with another one. Peace.